Welcome back to the Movie Pod, episode 8 today. And today I am joined by Joseph to do a ranking all Star Wars movies. So we've got A New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Rogue One, and Solo, all to rank S, A, B, C, D, F level. S for like God tier, and F for F tier, literally. Now, if you want us to do a show ranking for Star Wars as well, let us know. But we thought we would do a quick little movie ranking and get down pat of our favorite Star Wars movies down to our very least favorite Star Wars movie. So let's get right into it, starting with A New Hope. Themo, I know this is your favorite one, isn't it, Joseph?
Yeah. To me, you can already guess where it goes.
It's iconic. It's the first ever Star Wars. It's like it's you can watch it without seeing any of the other ones. You know, George Lucas made it without knowing he was gonna do a sequel to it.
Yeah.
And then go, you know?
Yeah.
So it's an S tier, I think.
Yeah, easily. It's also the start of probably the best franchise of all time. So
100%. You know, it's really iconic. It's beyond its time. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say for its age.
Yeah,
1977.
1977, and you know, laser swords. You know, it was really new, especially to the sci-fi genre. Space opera, and it was. If they adjusted it to like nowadays inflation, if they adjusted it due to inflation now, it's probably like the highest grossing film of all time. Made 400 million back then. Films never made that much.
Yeah. If you
it'd be close to 3 billion now.
Yeah. Well, you got it. What time period is that? What time period is that? Is that 400 million to now, like today's date?
400 million, 1977.
Oh, for that year.
Correct. For its time in theaters back then.
Oh wow. Okay.
$400 million, which is unheard of then.
Yeah. If you look at if somebody can do the inflation ratio to that, that'd be, as you said,
close to 3 billion, I reckon.
Yeah, it'd be an absurd number.
Yeah, it would be, and you know, it's the start of, as you said, start of one of the, if not the greatest franchise of all time. It's got so many iconic moments, and it changed cinema. It did.
Yeah. It introduced us to probably the best villain of all time.
Yeah, Darth Vader. Like, everyone knows who Darth Vader is. Darth Vader, I would say, is the most iconic villain of all time.
Yeah.
Him or the Joker. Or the Joker. Yeah. So that's easy for us. A New Hope, S tier. If you don't like A New Hope, you're not a Star Wars fan. It's just.
I understand that some people think it's boring. Because it is kind of a slow movie, but
it's slow, but it's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
For its time. Like, we have now, the generation now, they go and watch it and they'll talk crap about it. But they just, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they growing up in a different generation, so. But that on my personal, like, ranking 1 through to the 11 films we have, it's number 4 on mine.
Yeah.
Still S tier. Only 4 of the Star Wars films are S tier to me. And that leads us into The Empire Strikes Back. Now, the sequel to A New Hope, George Lucas never intended to do another Star Wars. But he did. after it was well received, and obviously went into the return. Then he did the prequels. He would have done the sequels, but he felt he was getting too old and wanted to, have his family and stuff. So Empire Strikes Back, I think, I'm just gonna go and say another S.
Yeah, straight away, easy.
Another S. And
Another S.
Empire Strikes Back, my second favorite Star Wars film of all time. It's really cozy, watching it, on Hoth. It's got so many moments. It introduces Yoda, Green Goblin Yoda. Yoda became iconic from the day he was introduced. Small little green midget guy, but yet the most powerful.
At that point, he was green Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, he was, and Yoda's my favorite character. In all of Star Wars, out of every character, Yoda is my favorite character of all time. And so, of course, I love the movie he was introduced in. And, it also gives us that, it has a little bit of comedy with Yoda. Yoda pretending that he's not Yoda and Luke's looking for him. Yoda's testing Luke's patience. And it really shows how good George Lucas was at filmmaking. And then the iconic "I am your father" moment.
Yes, probably, again, like another history maker being the biggest reveal of all time.
100%. The cinemas back then, 1980? 1980? 1980, cinemas would have been shook.
That was...
No one expected it.
Like, it was only Mark Hamill and the writers who knew.
Yeah.
No, and Carrie. Carrie did find out.
Yeah.
But, there was a thing of Harrison Ford talking about it. Everybody knowing but him. No, Mark Hamill told us on the Graham Norton show.
Right.
About about Harrison's reaction when he found out that everybody knew. Like Carrie and Mark knew but not him.
Yeah. That's crazy, and imagine keeping that secret. Like, it's crazy, and Empire Strikes Back, it changed cinema, and it made people like really get invested in Star Wars, and people really thought it was going somewhere. It introduces us to, again, another one of the most iconic villains, Emperor.
Oh yes.
And it really changed the face of cinema. Empire Strikes Back is probably the most liked Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I would
out
say,
of all of them, yeah.
Out of every Star Wars film, I would say Empire Strikes Back is the fan favorite, and it's my second favorite, and it's just
my third.
It has that vibe. Yeah, it has that vibe, and you can always go back and watch it without like wanting to skip a part, wanting to, you can always go back, watch it, and still have the feel of when you watched it the first time.
Yeah, definitely. Like, talking about it makes me want to go watch it now.
Me too. Yeah, and the "I am your father," that really would have shook theaters back then, and I think
like that would have been like in No Way Home's moment for Andrew and Toby coming out.
Yeah.
That's what it would have been like. I'm pretty sure there's videos on YouTube on it, so if you want to, guys, go check it out, because it is I'm pretty sure there are videos on YouTube about it.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, and I wish I was alive back then. Imagine seeing the OG Star Wars movies in theaters. I want them to re-release them. Like, I don't know why they won't. They'll make a ton of money. They will.
Should we just maybe do a booking one day?
Yeah, we'll book out a cinema and watch one. That would be so crazy. We have VMAX. Imagine that.
Oh yeah.
That'd be crazy. But I don't understand why Disney don't re-release it. They want money. They want money, but they never do things that will make them money.
No.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think they're very smart. Like, it's just like common ground, common sense.
Yeah, like there are plenty of things that we've spoken about on the podcast, and also All Things Podcast, that would that at least in our opinion would be very beneficial for them, like
to make money. Yes.
We get to say in it, I'd say, because we're the fans, so we are the people who will buy the product, right?
Exactly. If anyone
So
has the biggest say, it's the fans. Because the
exactly.
fans is what make them the money.
And yeah, we've had plenty of ideas. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but we've had plenty of ideas in which
Well, they
would make
young
money.
Palpatine movie, Plagueis movie,
Yes,
re-release the
one of our
OT,
big ones are
Luke
the Legend of Luke
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like from the comics.
that would make
Just
so much money.
put it right onto the screen. Mall show, Older
Oh,
Republic.
yep.
There's so much easy things they can do that will make them money. They have written content there in the novels and books and comics that they just need to get someone good like Dave Filoni to go and make it. And
Yeah,
then they make a
like,
ton of money. But no, they want to continue on with the sequels that is the least favorite trilogy in Star Wars. Like,
yeah, like it's
what
it's
goes
not like it's
into
going to
it?
cost them money to say for the Luke Skywalker or some Old Republic. Like if they're releasing stuff from comics, it's not going to cost them as much money to
The
plagiarize the
written
books.
content
Like
is already there, yeah.
exactly. So realistically, they can spend less money and time trying to come up with a story when they've already got they've got all of them there already.
Yeah.
But no, they have. So, like I appreciate that they're trying to be original, but yeah,
I agree. And like Empire Strikes Back, it's it's that movie that anyone will love, and then
yeah,
it has so many moments in it from the start on Hoth to I Am Your Father to Han Solo, getting frozen
Other night.
yeah, and and then it leads right into the Return of the Jedi, which
Yeah.
again, S tier. There's
I
no
would, but I
way.
don't think it's better than the others. I would, but it's not better than the other two.
Return of the Jedi is my third favorite out of them all. New Hope's my fourth. Empire second. Returns third. It's
I thought
again
Revenge was up there.
Revenge is first.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, Revenge is first. Return of the Jedi. It used to be my favorite movie. I love this movie. A lot of
Are you
people.
pro Ewok?
I love the Ewoks. A lot of people
Okay.
just don't like. I don't know why people don't like the Ewoks. The Ewoks are like, a lot of people do not like the Ewoks. And originally George Lucas wanted to do like them on Kashyyyk
Or
with the
Wookiees.
Wookiees, but it couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Because Wookiees are cheaper, you need child actors.
Ewoks are cheaper. Yeah.
And not as big costumes and whatnot. And Return of the Jedi, the iconic ending. The ending of Return of the Jedi is my favorite ending in any single movie, TV show, pop culture event. It is the most iconic ending in pop culture and my favorite ending. Luke looking at the Force ghosts.
I can kind of understand it.
It's my favorite ending. Anything. It's by
Out of
far
the
my
three,
favorite
I think it's the
ending.
one I've watched the least.
I know it doesn't get hate, but it doesn't get the love it deserves. I feel it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets the love it deserves, but it also doesn't get as much as it should compared to the other two. It should get as much as Empire. To me, it's on par with them all. I know it's the most disliked out of the first trilogy OT, but to me, I love it. I love the ending. Vader versus Luke. Vader's redemption. It's not called Return of the Jedi because Luke's returning. It's called Return of the Jedi because
Return of the Jedi, because Anakin
is returning to the Jedi.
Yep.
And I freaking love it. Love it. From the very start, Jabba's palace, all the way to the end when Vader's being burnt. And Luke's looking over at the Force ghosts. Yeah, I just realized something. Darth Vader started with being burnt alive. Anakin's at the end of Revenge of the Sith. And then at the end of Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader ends with him being burnt.
Yeah, kind of.
He's already dead, I know. But, like, again, that's, like, something, little thing George Lucas would have done to make it correspond.
Because I think fire means, like, and in some instances, fire is rebirth.
Right.
Like
Yeah. Right. And it's just such another iconic movie from the OT. That's crazy. All three OTs in S tier, George Lucas.
Yeah.
In the history books for best filmmaker of all time. In top 3 of all time. And
yeah,
there's
I'm,
never going to be a franchise like Star Wars ever again, like as iconic. Like franchises that are starting now, I don't believe any franchise now in 50 years will be as iconic as Star Wars.
as iconic. No, better.
No.
I don't know.
No way. It'll be hard to beat. As
Yeah,
technology
I definitely think
evolves,
things
it
can.
becomes easier to be better.
Yeah, of course, because you're learning. Everybody's learning off each other.
Exactly.
But like Avatar, for instance,
No way.
currently is doing amazingly.
Yeah.
Um,
Doing crazy. $1 billion.
yeah, over now.
Yeah. It's doing crazy.
And obviously the first one being the highest grossing movie of all
All
time.
time.
Like, I'm pretty sure it overtook Endgame, the first one.
First one.
Yeah, because they re-released it in China.
It's always been the highest grossing of all time since it released in 2009. Nothing's ever beat it.
Endgame
Past
took
it.
over for a while.
No, it never did.
Oh, okay.
Never did. I don't believe so.
But yeah, so like the second one, doing great. I don't know why it does so great. Like, they're great movies, but I don't understand it as to why it does so well. But I think that depending on the next movies, I think they could be better. I don't think they could be iconic. Like, more iconic, I think is impossible. But better movies in general, maybe.
Alright.
At least the OT trilogy.
Yeah.
Obviously, the prequels and the sequels all have their problems. But I think the OT is perfect. And they all deserve to be an S tier.
I think so too. You know, from A New Hope all the way to Revenge, those 3 movies, all S tier. That tells you something.
Yeah.
They all deserve it. They all deserve all the love they get. Return, most underrated one. I I love it. I don't know how, because people don't like the Ewoks. I know they play a big part. That is the biggest reason people don't like it, because of the Ewoks.
I think it's just that it doesn't stand up compared to the other two.
But it does.
I don't know. At least in my opinion, obviously,
Yeah.
for me, it goes 1, 2, 3. Like, oh, sorry, 4, 5, 6, but, you know.
Yeah.
A New Hope, Empire.
For me, it goes 5, 6, 4.
Yeah.
But 6 is very close to 5. It's sometimes, on a good day, number 6 I like better than number 5. They're like really close. They swap around a lot. But those two, Empire and Return, are always first and second.
Yeah.
And then after that, George Lucas, 15 years later, decided to go back and do the prequels of Anakin Skywalker. Phantom Menace Episode 1. I love this movie.
Overhated.
Overhated, but all the prequel films are overhated by a ton. Especially by critics. I saw a meme the other day.
That's not without their problems.
Yeah, they have problems, but the biggest one that has problems is Attack of the Clones. I think Phantom Menace, they went all out, and even George Lucas admits that. But like Revenge of the Sith is a masterpiece. Episode 1, and it's very close to being a masterpiece as well. And it's Episode 1 is my it comes right after. It comes right after A New Hope. It's my 5th favorite Star Wars film, and I think it deserves an A tier.
Yeah, well, Qui-Gon's up there for
Qui-Gon,
one of my favorites.
Maul, young Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Young Annie. A lot of
The
people
only
don't
reason
like.
Qui-Gon can't be my favorite is because we don't see enough of him.
Yeah, which is why we need a young Qui-Gon show. But would you agree? A tier?
Uh, yeah, but
Yes.
I can understand B tier.
I can't.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, but yeah, true. People need to
Um, I,
learn.
I'll, I can agree with an A, but um, I would give it a soft B as well, depending on
On your mood.
yeah.
I
Like
rewatched
if I
episode 1 the other day, and I love it, man. I really enjoy it. From the pod racing to Duel of the Fates. I love
yeah,
it.
of course, all that. It's yeah, it's one of those movies where it is so good. Like it has such great moments, but it's just little moments that bring it down.
Yeah, sure.
Like young Annie. I don't want hating on the kid. He's had enough problems, but obviously may not have been the best pick, or just I understand he's a kid actor, so I'm not putting too much blame on him, but it was a little bit cringeworthy.
Some
Obviously still not as bad as Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks or Darth Jar Jar. How much of a theorist you are.
Yeah, I agree. But then it has those good moments that take you
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
bad moments.
Everything
And
with Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and
Yeah.
at the very end when they're at whose funeral? They're at Qui-Gon's funeral. Yoda and Mace Windu are talking, and Yoda says, no more than there's always two, talking about a Sith,
Yeah,
an
Sith and
apprentice,
Apprentice.
and a master and apprentice. Never more than two, never less than two. And they were saying like, is the master still alive or the apprentice? And then the camera pans over
Yeah.
Chancellor, or not yet, but pans over Palpatine, like
It's
that
just George
again.
Lucas doing George Lucas
That's
things.
exactly, and it just proves George Lucas is, I would say, top 3 best filmmakers of all time, as I said, and I'll play
Yeah.
the clip right now for you guys. Like, yeah, it's iconic, and again, even 1999, 25 years ago, yeah, with that Palpatine scene of when Yoda and Mace talking, and then it pans over to Palpatine when Yoda says, "Who's left, the Master or the Apprentice?" and it pans to Palpatine. That just really makes me
Yeah.
it's just like the little things George Lucas does that
Yeah.
that are perfect, and I think it deserves an A tier, and 4 out of 6 movies.
Yeah, I agree with you too.
From George Lucas, and look at that, all SA tier. Okay, and now this will be Attack of the Clones. This one's my 7th favorite film overall. I know this is the most hated George Lucas film. I know a lot of the Anakin and Padme stuff is and the romance is really cringe, but the clones is cool. Dooku vs Yoda, the start of the Clone Wars. Yoda says, clone this Clone Wars has started or whatever. You know, and
Yeah.
iconic moments like that really, I think, overtake the cringeworthiness of it. I know a lot of it is Anakin and Padme, but then those good moments, Mace Windu, Jango Fett, Hayden's first movie. I know a lot of people don't like his acting, but that's how Anakin Skywalker was, an awkward, awkward guy, and
Yeah.
Hayden played him perfectly. I hope you agree with me that Hayden played Anakin perfectly.
Yeah, he did. Obviously, as we've said on multiple occasions, like we can't blame him for how the lines came
Correct.
out.
George Lucas has admitted that dialogue isn't his best thing, and a lot of the style, more the prequels have cringy dialogue, not so much the OT, but
The sequels has a bit, but not an
yeah,
absurd amount. Not
no. But George Lucas had admitted that he's not the best at dialogue, but I don't think the dialogue obviously plays a big part of it, but I don't think it's too much of an issue when we're getting really good Star Wars.
Yeah.
But Attack of the Clones. Before I tell you where I would put it, where would you put it?
C.
I would put it in a B.
Okay. It's just a little hard to watch. That's all.
Yeah. I know. I watched it the other night, or a month and a bit ago, maybe. But yeah, I've made up another row here. C plus B minus. Agree if we put it there?
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be as low as a C. But then, if you don't think it's a B, we'll go meet in the middle and C plus B minus. I'm sorry if that's cheating, putting it in the middle of the two. But it's Attack of the Clones, George Lucas, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor. It's got some really good Star Wars. Yoda versus Count Dooku. Yoda.
Yeah, and as you said, like the introduction to the clone,
the start of the Clone
and
Wars, which was
and obviously
epic.
we get the Clone Wars off it.
Yeah, all the clones, Camino. That's why I think it's a B level. So for me, it's a B. For Joseph's, it's a C. We meet in the middle, C plus B minus. So far in the S tier, we have A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. A, we have The Phantom Menace, and then B, I have Attack of the Clones, and C, Joseph has Attack of the Clones. So we meet in the middle, C plus B minus, Attack of the Clones. Now, Revenge of the Sith, my favorite Star Wars film of all time. So I'm obviously going to put in a C. Do you agree C? I mean, not C, S.
D.
S. Sorry?
No,
D.
I'm kidding. S tier, obviously, it is.
S tier, of course. Revenge of the Sith, my favorite Star Wars film of all time. S tier. And I'm glad George Lucas finished the prequels on that note. Revenge of the Sith, so many moments, and after you watch the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith is so much better, and I think it's going to be more emotional after the Ahsoka show as well, with the leaks we've got, which we will go over in a future episode, if you guys want. I definitely want to talk about them, but Revenge of the Sith, I love it from the very start. The battle over Coruscant, above Coruscant, General Grievous.
This is where the fun begins.
Hello, yeah. This is where the fun begins.
Yeah, it's obviously the most iconic line in the
to,
entire.
Exactly. From this is where the fun begins to hello there to I have the high ground. The Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
That's probably
thing ever.
It's probably the most emotional.
Yeah, Star Wars fight.
I would.
Do.
Could you say? Not just Star Wars, like all-time fight.
All time, it's up there.
I'm trying to think
so many
of like, because obviously you've got like Iron Man and
Endgame.
But that doesn't have that same feeling.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have the same feeling. Watching Revenge of the Sith, it's a different feeling to anything else, and Star Wars. Star Wars is up there for the best moments and best stuff for everything. Best villain, best moment, best emotionally moment. And it from Anakin's turn, Hayden portrays it really well. George wrote it really well, and yeah, love it, man.
Yeah, I think it has its flaws, but just not enough. Like it doesn't have a lot. Not in comparison to the rest.
Flaws, Count Dooku,
very
General
few.
Grievous, Yoda vs Palpatine. That is that's one of the most iconic duels in cinema, I think, as well. Emperor Palpatine versus Yoda. Obviously, Emperor wins, but who wins in Prime? Emperor Palpatine in Prime, which
easily,
or Yoda.
Easily Yoda.
Yeah,
Mace Windu versus
Palpatine. There's so much stuff. Palpatine using a lightsaber. The Senate. the birth of Luke.
Yeah, is that the
Luke
first
Skywalker.
time we've seen Palpatine's lightsaber?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
only time as well, apart from like Clone Wars,
Yeah.
but the only time.
Yeah, because we don't see it in the sequels.
Or the
He had two.
or the OT. We don't see it in the originals.
Yeah, no, of course we didn't see it. We didn't see it yet, no. But
Yeah, from the very first straw to the very last straw, it's crazy. Vader's first breath.
yes. Oh, the no! Him
But
saying, him
yeah,
screaming.
and then it breaks everything, and Palpatine's standing there like, it's just the best Star Wars film of all time, man. What's it on your ranking? It's your
It's two.
number
It goes
two.
a New Hope, then Revenge, then Empire, then Return, then Phantom.
Yeah, man. For me, it goes Revenge, Empire, Return, A New Hope, and then Episode 1. And look at that. Look at that. So that's 6 movies on our tier. Look at that. 6 movies, all George Lucas, all in A, S, or B.
And then 1 and C.
B high C's.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, and it proves. And now when we get into what Disney have done, we have 5 left, which is all Disney, and when it's complete, it's really gonna show. It's really gonna show. I know it's our opinion, but yeah. Let's move on to The Force Awakens. We've said what we said about George Lucas' stuff, and it's freaking amazing. I miss him, man. I want him to come back to Star Wars. It never will happen. His time's over, which real shame, but just kind of hope, pray and hope. The Force Awakens. An okay start to the sequels. I mean, could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot different, but really what came after this is what really just was a letdown for the sequels, what came after it. But it could have been better to set something up. Yeah, it had its cool moments, and it's pretty cool, but a lot of the stuff is, again, really stupid. Just don't make sense.
Maybe I need to watch it again, but I think it's better than you're giving it raps for.
It's the best sequel
I think
film.
it's a good movie. Yes,
It's a solid movie.
Okay. I'm gonna say an unpopular opinion. I think it's the best Disney Star Wars movie.
Oh, no, Rogue One.
Better than Rogue, better than Solo.
Rogue One's okay. I'm gonna get a hate. The first half of Rogue One's boring, I think. The second half really picks up and is exciting. But then The Force Awakens could have been a lot better. But I would say what came after it is what was the big letdown. Say we haven't got The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, we'd love The Force Awakens a lot more. But because we know what happens after.
Yeah, it ruins the characters for us as well.
It
like
does.
all the character development that we got, just kind of went out the window.
Luke not being in The Force Awakens was a really big decision they had to make. But him being a hermit, not being, just in hiding, could have been okay. But it's what came up.
I liked the setup. I liked him being
away from.
I liked him looking for him. That was like a great cliffhanger. I loved that. But then
it literally was a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and I did really like that. But and like Finn was a really cool character. So was Poe.
This is what came after it.
I think Rey did have a lot of potential.
Yeah, but she was a Marisu from the start.
Yeah, she was. And Kylo probably had the most potential out of the entire series.
Sick in this movie.
Out of the entire trilogy, sorry.
From the very start, when he goes onto the planet, and his very deep voice under his mask. Kylo's sick.
He is.
I love Kylo. But The Force Awakens, CB. Yeah?
Yeah, I can agree. I can go with a B for that one.
Yeah, our first B movie. I reckon. I was leaning towards C, but I'll put it in B. We'll put The Force Awakens in B. It had those.
Yeah.
It had great moments. Han. Chewie, Han's death, but Kylo Ren definitely the biggest highlight.
Yes, of course.
But then again, it's got so many plot holes that never got filled. So,
Yeah,
if
and also,
the other two really let down this movie. The
I
other
think it
two
comes
make
down to
this movie
also having
worse.
two directors. Like,
Well, look at the
if JJ
original.
stayed, I think the trilogy could have been really good.
I would rather Ryan do all three.
Yeah, because he came in the middle.
Yeah, like I would be really
He kind
interested to
of
see what Ryan would do
screwed it
with
up.
Luke from the start of the sequels. Because JJ's obviously the one that put him in hiding. I would be really interested to see what Ryan would have done.
Yeah, but Ryan also killed Snoke.
Yeah, I would have rather Ryan came in the middle, so I can't really blame him. I would much rather him have done all of the sequels than JJ started.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm more of a JJ fan.
I don't really like.
I don't think I've watched much of Ryan Johnson's, but I've watched a few things of JJ Abrams. Like he's done Lost. I don't know if you've heard of it, like the TV series, and I'm a big fan of that. So
Yeah, but when you're touching Star Wars, it's totally different to anything else. It's
yeah, no, of course.
yeah,
I just don't have much
fair
experience
enough.
with Ryan Johnson.
That's fair enough. I don't have much experience with either of them, but if I had to pick one to do the sequels, I would have rather Ryan do all three. Or like Ryan do Force and Rise and, have JJ in the middle if they really wanted to have someone else in the middle. JJ and Ryan never spoke once.
I know. I think they really needed to work on it together for it to be better.
Yeah.
Like if they did, it could have been great. Like, it had so much potential. It just
I think so too.
why did JJ leave in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was more JJ. I think it was more Disney wanting someone else. JJ wasn't even meant to do Rise of Skywalker. They had the other guy.
Yeah,
He had his old script ready, which was freaking insane. Would have been one of the best Star Wars films ever. Episode 9, Duel of the Fates. That was the title. Star Wars Episode 9, Duel of the Fates.
yep.
The script for that it was the Jurassic World guy who did Jurassic Worlds. Him. The script he had.
Oh, yep.
Brother, it was insane. We go to Coruscant, we go to Mustafar, we have Anakin, we have Rey turns to the dark side a bit. She has double bladed, which suits her more. I reckon she used her scarf, her stick thing.
We got teased that
yeah.
in Rise.
His treatment was crazy good. I reckon it could have been one of the best Star Wars films ever, on par with George. But
Yeah,
they really made a mistake with the
yeah.
Rise of
I
Skywalker.
don't blame either directors. I think it clearly comes down to Disney overhauling. Like,
Yeah,
it seems like it comes down to Disney playing with it a little bit too much.
I agree, and yeah, I definitely agree. But yeah, The Force Awakens we put in B. The Last Jedi, the most controversial Star Wars film, but it's growing on me a lot, and I think this time next year will be my favorite sequel film. I obviously don't like Luke towards the end of it, and like a lot of stuff Luke did.
Actually, Luke at the end of it, I prefer more than Luke at the start.
Yeah. Yeah, I will have to rewatch it. There's lots of skippable moments in The Last Jedi, but it's a lot. It's the most different Star Wars film ever. It's
Yeah.
so different to any of the others. It's got a really dark vibe, which I liked. I remember when they did so much promotion for The Last Jedi. The trailers. Uh, yeah, I think I would put The Last Jedi. Where would you put The Last Jedi?
I'd put it as a D.
I'd put it C plus B minus.
Really?
Yeah.
To me, it breaks a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like, it breaks not canon, but it breaks continuity a bit
And
too
the
much. Like,
law.
yeah.
I can get what you're saying with that, but I feel for the written side of the Star Wars for The Last Jedi, I don't really like. But the rest of it is crazy good. The directing, cinematography, the music. I'm growing on it a lot. But then there are
Yeah,
those
it's
really
just
bad moments
like
Rose and Finn.
oh no, not that. I hate the fact that the whole driving the Star Destroyer through another ship to destroy it in hyperspeed.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
To me, that kind of contradicts everything.
Yeah, true. And
Like,
fourth dyad is a bit weird.
yeah, like if you watch any episode of in the Clone Wars where they're having a space battle,
Yeah.
and you watch The Last Jedi and be like, why can't they just have droids just suicide bomb like
Okay.
kamikaze
Okay.
their ships into like all these like if they did that, General Grievous wouldn't have lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I used to hate The Last Jedi. I used to dog it, but
Yeah,
it's climbing the ladder. But it won't ever reach my top 6. I know that.
yeah, yeah.
It won't ever be better than any of George Lucas's movies. I'll.
And then also Leia flying through space with the Force.
That's not how it works. Yeah, true. We'll put it in D. I honestly agree. Like, looking back, I just think I'm getting a bit too many of the people on Twitter. Because when I scroll on Twitter, all I get is just the Last Jedi hate lovers. And they put in stuff in my mind, I think. But there are
Oh, I
aspects
mean,
I do like of it. But
that's
overall,
just why it's my least favorite. So obviously, I'm going to
the
target the
Rise.
things I don't like
Yeah.
more.
The Rise of Skywalker is my least favorite. And it's a shame because we get Palpatine back. But Star Wars The Last Jedi, D tier for us. D tier. Doesn't make the F, so don't worry. But the
I mean, if
Rise.
you think it's a B, we can equal it out to a C if you'd like.
Did I say B?
We'll go. We'll meet in the middle. We'll hit a C.
I never said The Last Jedi is a B. Did I? Did I say
You
Last
said
Jedi is B?
you said C plus B minus.
C B C D C D. We'll
Yeah.
go D. We're putting it in D. Okay, we're putting it in D. It's not a B. Did I say that?
No.
I did not mean to say it's B. It's not a
Oh
B.
no, you said C plus B minus.
Okay. We'll put it in D. We'll leave it in D. Because I'm just too much of a... Yeah. We'll leave it in D. It will never... One day it might be my favourite sequel film, but it will never be top 6 Star Wars films. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. It will never make it on par to George Lucas. The Rise
No.
of Skywalker... Total mess, like, from everything. From the filmmaking to the story to the final product. It's a total mess, and for me, I put it in F.
Oh.
What was that? What?
Straight. That was quick, man. I was thinking a D.
Man, I can't do it. It totally just contradicts. It totally destroys destroys Anakin's whole
Yeah, no, it
legacy.
does.
It Palpatine as well. It doesn't make sense. It has the most
But
plot holes. It's the
what are you talking about? But
more
Poe explained it all. Like,
somehow Palpatine returned. See,
yeah. See, is that not enough
that's
for you?
lazy. That's just lazy writing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to go any higher. I can create a new tier and we can do F plus D minus, but I can't put it in D.
No, I mean,
I can
we'll
create
put it
another.
in F. No, it's okay. We'll put it into F. I need a rewatch. I might have a big movie marathon one week
Yeah,
and just watch all 9 of them without fail.
yeah.
And
I need to do that too, but it just
because
it's really like even with Kylo, the end, Rey Skywalker, it Palpatine with all the Star Destroyers coming out of the ground, people living on them. It's just really whack. We don't even see Anakin. Anakin doesn't bother to turn up.
he had another thing.
It's just really stupid. Ray again being so overpowered. Ray being a Palpatine, which could have been okay, but I would have rathered her be a nobody. Ray nobody. Not related to anyone. I don't know. The galaxy is that big. Which I hate how all these characters need to be related.
You know what I would have liked? Ray Binks.
Ray Binks.
Jar Jar Binks is his
J.J.
granddaughter.
Abrams was going to put Jar Jar in Episode 7. Showed
Really?
his death. His Jar Jar's death was going to be in Force Awakens, but it never made the final.
It's not canon, but he is frozen in carbonite in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot which map, but there is a carbonated
Where?
What is Jar Jar Binks' species called? Gungan. There's a carbonated Gungan.
Right.
And so I don't think it's confirmed to be Jar Jar Binks, but it's just an Easter egg, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a canon death for him, so take that as you will.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't believe Star Wars I think the story for Star Wars, like for Battlefront 2, is canon.
It is this campaign.
Yeah.
But then
Obviously
again,
not.
that doesn't make sense with the Rise of Skywalker. Bro, the Death Star in the Rise of Skywalker. Palpatine's throne.
Oh,
Bro, the Death Star got blown up. Like in pieces. Nothing can be still in its form it was. The Death Star got blown up.
I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't watch that movie.
Huh?
You gotta watch the movie properly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Go and watch Return of the Jedi right now. The freaking thing gets blown up.
I don't want to.
What?
I don't want to watch the movie.
What? Why?
Wait, sorry, what movie? Return.
of the
Yeah,
Jedi.
yeah. No, I will.
The
I
Death Star
know.
gets
I know.
blown up. And then in Rise of Skywalker, Palpatine's throne is all fine. And then Palpatine transfers his essence into a clone body of his on Exegol. By the way, I think Exegol is really cool. Like, really Sithy. I like that. But Palpatine, Vader threw him down that chute thingy. And then the Death Star got blown up. There's no way... I mean, did he transfer his essence on his way down? They need to do something. They need to make it. Dave Filoni, give us freaking something, man. The only way that's gonna save the sequels is freaking redo them. Thanks, man. Like, The Rise of Skywalker has the most problems. And it's a terrible ending to the Skywalker saga, and it's a real shame. Sad ending. Really sad ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just stupid. And Palpatine coming back. You know, we hear Hayden as Anakin and stuff. Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan. Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. But I wish we saw them. Like the edits that people have done on YouTube. I'm never going to give up hope that they'll give us a version when they'll go and like film it and like give us a version of like one day of Luke and that showing up. Anakin and that showing up.
Yeah.
I hope
So
let's reboot
I'll correct myself. It was not Battlefront 2, it was The Force Unleashed, released in 2008.
Okay, so that was George Lucas.
Yeah, it would have been. I'm trying to find a good photo.
So fun, bro. Force Unleashed, Starkiller, Sam Witwer. It was so good, man. They needed like remake, but imagine if they remade Force Unleashed to like nowadays graphic. It'd be, but yeah, that's even another money making opportunity. Like they're trying to do KOTOR remake, but that's not happening anymore. It's just really just stupid. They need to get their crap together. But Rise Scar, okay, that's the first 9 done.
There you go.
What?
Oh, I sent you an image.
You sent me an image. You didn't.
On Discord, it's coming through.
Oh, Discord. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's technically canon, but it
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little Easter egg.
Yeah. But that's our first 6, the Skywalker Saga. The first 9, Skywalker Saga. S, we have A New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith. A, we have The Phantom Menace. B, we have The Force Awakens. C, we have C plus B minus. We have Attack of the Clones. D, we have The Last Jedi, and F, we have The Rise of Skywalker. Now, these two, like still inside the Skywalker Saga, but like standalone films. Rogue One. The first half I find really boring, but then it picks up and gets really exciting. Darth Vader hallway scene, Death Star,
Yes, it's another iconic. But I
Cassian
couldn't
Andor.
put it higher than a B.
I would put it with B next to Force Awakens. I agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't rewatch this film though. The first half is way too boring for me, but the second half is really exciting. But yeah, I don't watch this film on a regular basis. But it is.
No, I think I only watched it twice. It's such
Yeah.
a slow movie.
It is, but it's some people's favorite Star Wars movie. A
Yeah.
lot of people's favorite Star Wars movie out of all of the 11.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But I don't know. It's like, you know, Andor, really boring. I mean, it's not the first half really boring.
Yeah, it is kind of like Andor, hey?
Same creators, don't you already say?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I don't even like much to say about it. It's a solid film, Disney, and Anya. I mean, so she's alright. Cassie and Andor, and yeah, it's pretty good. You know, Vader hallway scene's epic. Mustafa, obviously, we see. You know, definitely the second half of the film is so much more exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Solo, a Star Wars story. I really like this movie. Pretty boring, but it's pretty average. But I like this movie. Darth Maul, Solo and Chewie, how they met. I actually really like this movie, and I would put it in B.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's I don't think it's much more than
movie.
a B.
No, like I'm not gonna go watch it a lot, but I like it. It's pretty solid. Not much to it. Pretty basic. How Lando and Han meet. Chewie and Han. Kira's cool. Darth Maul. Crimson Dawn. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has its moments.
It does.
It's nothing crazy.
It's nothing crazy, but it's cool.
I do feel like it is a little bit of a cash grab, so they can make money on toys.
But was it a cash grab? No, absolutely flopped because of The Last Jedi.
Yeah, but like if you think about it, like obviously they know that Han, Chewie, Lando, all gonna sell for toys, right?
Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon.
I don't think
the
it's a cash
droids.
grab. It was a story that needed to be done. Like I think a Han Solo.
I don't think it did.
A lot of people say that, but I feel like a Han Solo backstory really interesting. I reckon Han Solo's a really interesting character, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and his backstory I reckon really cool. See, but they do a Han Solo backstory, but they won't do a Palpatine backstory.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Again, it's not needed, but it's cool. It's nothing crazy, but it's cool. I appreciate it, but it's not needed, but it's pretty cool. I'm sad that it flopped, Ron Howard, the director, but it's Disney's fault it flopped. Lucasfilm's fault it flopped. Coming out after The Last Jedi, the amount of times they changed the directors, the amount of times they changed the script, it was a whole mess, but Ron Howard pulled together, and it came out as a pretty well-formed film.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it for the most part. Yeah, it's just pretty basic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was yeah, it was unfortunate not to do as well, but
yeah,
I can't see it going much higher than a B.
B.
I don't even going any higher than a B.
C plus, B minus, B.
Yeah,
I think so. That way I said. But that's our tier list for all Star Wars movies. We've got A New Hope in S, as well as Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith. In the A category, we've got Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. B category, we have Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Solo. C plus, B minus, we have Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. C, we don't have anything in C, but then we go to D and we have Star Wars, The Last Jedi. F, Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. So there is a pattern there, all of George Lucas's are in high C's. All of them are S and A, and then we have one that is low B, high C. So it says something. 5 out of 6 of his movies are AS. And then we have the Disney, which obviously is never going to be as good. But it is what it is, and let us know your ranking down below. Let us know if you want us to do a ranking of the TV shows, or like Clone Wars seasons, animated Star Wars seasons, shows.
If we were to do a TV, we'd do every season.
Yeah. Or
of the TV series, so Mando.
Yeah.
Clone Wars, Rebels.
Everything. Bad Batch, Rebels, Clone Wars,
Bad Batch,
Andor, Boba Fett, Andor, Tales of the Jedi, Kenobi, all of it. Maybe at the end of 2023, maybe at the end of this year when we get Ahsoka out.
Because we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a few shows coming out.
Yeah, I think so. And let us know if you want to do us. If you suggest any rankings you want us to do, you could do like a character ranking, Star Wars. We could do other film franchise rankings, and just let us know, and tell us your ranking of the Star Wars movies down below. I want to really see what other people are saying, but I see this is I think a basic ranking. A lot of people have the OT is all an S with Revenge of the Sith, and then Phantom Menace for a lot of people would probably be a bit lower. And let us know. And thank you for watching episode.
What episode is this?
8 of the Movie Pod. Joined by Joseph again. Thank you so much for being co-host and doing the ranking today. My name's Isaac. Joined by Joseph, and we'll see you guys in episode 9 of the Movie Pod tomorrow. So thanks, guys, and catch you all later. Let us know your ranking. We're out for now. Bye.
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 See you guys.
See ya.